Let's try this again here. Let's see if we can have YouTube connect. There we go. I think we got it now. Take two. YouTube's been a little messed up there. So let's see if I can see myself and then the chat coming at you. There's me. And then hopefully the chat loads here because last time it didn't. And that's what this is all about, to talk to you guys, answer your questions, have a good time. And for the next hour, we'll talk about the Walking Dead universe always and The Last of Us that premieres tonight on January 15th. So if you can, guys, write anything in the chat. Let's see if it loads again. I might have to try again and load a new session of the stream because the first one didn't really work well. Now, so let's see. We'll give it about a minute or so before we have to decide to go with that. So hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully we have some information for you guys there too. There we go. I see Mike on there in the chat. So good stuff. All right. And my Big Tree, good afternoon, everyone. Let's go Cowboys. Well, they play on Monday. So they play the Buccaneers, which we'll see how that goes there too here in Tampa. But yeah, guys, so today is January 15th, 2023. And I did a live stream last Sunday. And I was asking about Fear the Walking Dead and talking about this and talking about that. And it's crazy to think that all this information came out about Fear the Walking Dead right around the time when we were asking questions about it, which was good. We always want, if we ask questions, we want answers, just like anything in life. And we got some answers about Fear the Walking Dead, that season 8 is going to be the final season. And to be honest, I'm fine with it because Fear the Walking Dead has been all over the place. And let's just end that thing. Put it down, end the story, move on from it. And man, so we'll see how it goes on there too. So, oh man, Efren says go Giants. So yeah, I think the Giants can win, Efren. I think my wife is a big Giants fan. I don't mind the Giants. The Giants play the Vikings today, and I think that the Giants have a good shot in winning. The Vikings can win, obviously. Anyone can beat anybody on any given Sunday. Just ask the Chargers and the Jaguars. That game was crazy. But we'll see what happens today. We got 3 games. We have the Dolphins and Bills, Giants and Vikings, and Bengals and the Ravens. And then tomorrow is the Cowboys, Buccaneers, which is crazy to have a Monday night postseason game and playoff game. I don't really know how many times they've done that, but I'll take it. So tomorrow we get to watch the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. So, all right, guys. So last live stream, we were talking about a bunch of different topics, and we were excited for The Last of Us that premieres tonight. Wilson says Last of Us got 5+ or 5-star reviews on Empire Magazine. So, yeah, a lot of people are loving The Last of Us. I've seen a bunch of different reviews. There was a Games Radar article, I think, that had a bunch of different reviews. And, Rotten Tomatoes, if you believe that stuff and care about that stuff, has 100%. I think it was like 26 people or something that did it, the review, but it was 100%, great. It was doing well. And it should be a good series. I mean, if you can just emulate the video games to a T, the castings look good. Pedro Pascal as Joel looks like Joel, but kind of doesn't look like Joel. But I think Pedro is going to do a great job with it. And Bella definitely looks like Ellie. So we'll see how that goes down. But it's going to be awesome too. So Adam says, let's go Buffalo. So yeah, Buffalo. I think Buffalo should beat the Dolphins. That's for sure. Even with if they had Teddy Bridgewater or Tua. But I don't really know third-string quarterback Skylar Thompson. We'll see how well he does on there too. But I'm rolling with Jacob Waddle in one of my fantasy things, so hopefully he gets some points. And he was kind of like mid-range price, so if he does pretty well for me, I'll be there. But I have Josh Allen, who I think is going to have a big day. So hopefully Josh Allen does really well. And I think that's all for that game. Oh, no, I have the running back for the Dolphins, Wilson Jr. or whatever. So we'll have to see how it goes down. Yenzi says, what's up, Bri? How's your day today? Well, it's pretty crazy. Thank you, Yenzi. Hopefully you're doing well. I had a lot of craziness this morning. Had to do stuff early this morning. I'm taking apart an old rusty grill that I'm going to scrap as a steel and get some money for it. But been doing that, and it's been cold this morning. I think it's like 62 degrees in the house. I don't want to put the heat on just yet, so I have some layers on and everything, but hopefully you're safe and sound here. It's like Tampa, Florida. Like the Jacksonville Jaguars game last night was in Jacksonville against the Chargers, and it was like 42, 43 degrees. I don't know about you, but that's pretty cold, to be playing football. It's not Buffalo cold or, certain Wisconsin Lambeau Field cold. But for Florida, it's a little chilly for sure. So, Michael says, I won my fantasy Super Bowl last week. Congratulations, Mike. Hopefully you got a good payday and you won some good money. Let's see what you got. Masked Ninja says, who do you see going to the Super Bowl? I personally think it's going to be a rematch of the Chiefs and the 49ers. But I could see Buffalo getting in there, and I could see the Eagles getting in there. One or the other. It could be the Chiefs and the Eagles. It could be the Bills and the Niners. It could be anything. So it could be a bunch of different things. But I think those are the four teams that really have the best shot in getting in is the Bills and Chiefs. And I'll be surprised if the Bills and Chiefs don't play each other in the AFC Championship game and the 49ers and Eagles. I'll be really surprised if I don't see that. But I think the 49ers are really tough on offense and defense, but we'll see how it goes down. There's a lot of stuff going there too. So now, Dragon 60. So in my house, it's 62 degrees. So I doubt it's 23 degrees in your house, Dragon. Outside, it's like 40 some degrees. So it's a big difference on there. What I said, but. People hear what they want to hear, and that's how they do it, right? So, have you played Dead by Daylight? I have not. So, right now I'm playing God of War Ragnarok, and that's what I'm playing on my PS4, and I love it. It's an awesome series, awesome continuation of God of War, awesome, and the Ryan Hurst, who played Beta, is actually the voice of Thor in the game, so it's pretty cool. So, let's talk about The Walking Dead a little bit, and then we'll talk about The Last of Us, and then it'll probably be over. So, but The Walking Dead universe. So we had some recent news that Fear the Walking Dead is ending with its 8th season. And did you watch Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th? No, I did not watch Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th. I don't really buy into Friday the 13th as an omen, a superstition or whatever. I just think it's not there too. So I guess I am dressed like Yukon Cornelius from the Rudolph, right? So that's funny. But this is just one of my warmer shirts that I wear. I only have like so many long sleeves. I have a Cowboys one that I'm going to wear tomorrow. I'm excited for that game, and we'll see how it goes down. The Bucs will probably win because the Cowboys will fall apart, and Dak will throw probably 2 interceptions, and stuff's going to go the Buccaneers' way, and blah 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 on there too. But they could. We'll see. We'll see how it goes down. So, but So Kami says, so disappointing about Rick and Michonne's show. So for those who don't know, hopefully you saw my video about it, that the Rick and Michonne show was supposed to be airing this year, 2023, late 2023, so like November. But the word is that it's 2024 now, early 2024, which my guess would be February. They love to have stuff in February. I'm surprised we don't have anything in February this year for Walking Dead, but it was always October, February, and then all day the million shows, and then he would have a summer show, and then this, and then October, February, all the time. So this year, 2023, we don't have anything until May. So, which is crazy because we were supposed to have Dead City in April. So AMC and the people that powers that be with AMC decided to change up the, I don't know, whatever you call it, the lineup, the schedule. So we don't have any shows in February. We don't have any shows or January, because we don't have any shows now. January, February, March, or April now. The first show we're getting is in May. May 14th is the first part of Fear the Walking Dead Season 8, which is going to be 6 episodes is the word. 6 episodes, break, and final 6 episodes. So there was an article that we posted a while ago from some little website, and I made a video about it. Is it going to be the final season of Fear the Walking Dead? Because in the article, it was going to be that Season 8 of Fear the Walking Dead was the final season. And we're like, I don't know, just because this person said it doesn't mean it's going to be true or not. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen in season 8, but it's going to be the final season of season 8. Somebody said it months ago, and it looks to be coming true, and it's going to be 6 episodes, take a break, and 6 more. And I believe they're still filming the final 6 episodes of Fear the Walking Dead season 8. So, yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it being the final season because I just want that to wrap up. It just needs to end, right? So we're going to get 8 seasons. Season 2, the second half of season 2 was pretty good. Season 3, a lot of people enjoyed. And season 6, people enjoyed. So let's say you get 2.5 seasons. We'll give you 3. We'll give you 3 seasons out of 8. Because season 7's terrible. Season 5's, season 4 and season 5 are okay, but they're all over the place. Season 7's terrible. Season 1 really wasn't that great. Season 2 was half the season was pretty good. Half of season 3 was pretty good, but people liked the autos and the ranch and stuff, which was pretty good. So let's give you 3 seasons out of 8. That's not even half of the series is considered good for a lot of people. That's terrible. And the good seasons 2, 3, and 6, are pretty good. Like season 6 was good. It was enjoyable. They did a good job with it. There was words. There was word that there was ghost writers, that they brought people in, and that's why it was good. And I don't know what to believe on there too, but that's what people have said. I didn't say it. I just reported what people said. Something was different about it. And then you start thinking about, maybe they brought people in that can actually write for it and care about it. And it was good. Season 7 was all over the place. Kelly says, hello, happy Last of Us Sunday. We're definitely going to talk about The Last of Us, don't worry. So season 7 was the battle for the tower and Morgan versus Strand that never happened. And then Alicia was bit and she was dying, but then she did this. And then the Walker was supposed to go back and lead her to where it was. And this was happening there. And then did she live? Did she die? She's going to stay in Texas. And then Morgan and Madison left and they were in Louisiana. And then boom, Padre. They were on some boat somewhere. And then there's a sneak peek clip of Madison who's getting her blood taken by some people from Padre. And it's a weekly blood draw that happens. She grabs the gun from the person that leaves. She tries to kill herself, shoot herself in the face, in the throat, in the head, in the brain, whatever, kill herself. And the lady was like, you think we'd have live ammunition down here? Padre's going to keep you alive. And then she injects her with something, and that's the clip. So, nice, Adam Waddle. Big catch. Love it, Adam. I say again, I don't need. I think the Bills are going to win, but I have Waddle in one of my lineups, so hopefully Waddle has a good game. Like yesterday, I had Brock Purdy, DK Metcalf, Austin Eckler, McCaffrey, and blah blah blah, and then I'm like, it's going to be bad weather, so I took out this and changed out Brock Purdy in here and did that and changed here, and I should have just left it, and I probably would have won some money, but you start thinking about things and on there as well. Constipated in Sin City asks, what happened to Chris on Fear the Walking Dead? He died, man. He died a long time ago. He was with the wrong people, and then he was in a car accident, and then Travis took out those kids, and it was a mess, but he died for sure. Woody says, I already got Mayor of Kingstown Season 2, Episode 1 going to watch tonight. It's good, Woody. I watched it this morning on Paramount Plus. So today is the 15th, January 15th. So Mayor of Kingstown Season 2 came back, or started. So Mayor of Kingstown started here too. It's good. It picks up where Season 1 left off, and it's really good so far. They only have 1 episode so far put on Paramount Plus. But Mayor of Kingstown is a Taylor Sheridan show. Really good stuff about Michigan and just some craziness that goes there. And then today is The Last of Us. That'll be on tonight at 9 o'clock. So the word is that The Last of Us is going to be an hour and 22 minutes for the first episode is what people are saying. So I don't know if that's like the intro and the behind the scenes and blah, blah, blah. But it's supposed to be over an hour for the first episode, which is good. So Mayor of Kingstown is Adam and a bunch of people like it. I like Jeremy Renner. I love Taylor Sheridan's writing and whatever he's been involved with, which was Yellowstone, 1883, 1923, Mayor of Kingstown, Tulsa King. So that's 5 shows that are good. And him being involved and whoever else does the writing too, it's just rewarding to watch. Do you like Taylor Sheridan shows? Have you watched any of those shows I just said? Let me know in the comments. Let's see. So Adam says I love DK Metcalf. He's just a big bruiser, huge wide receiver. And, I was rooting for him, and I should have just left him in my lineup because I just like him. And I think, but the weather, I thought it was going to be rainy and windy and whatever, but it was a mess. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, do you think all 3 spinoff shows will be at the same timeline, or do you think they will be on different timelines? Well, the Rick and Michonne show has to be a different timeline. We already know that the Dead City is going to be a different timeline as well because it's going to be years after The Walking Dead has ended. And I don't know when the Daryl show, I think they're going to be different timelines, actually, because the Daryl show is supposed to be around the end of it, I believe. There's not really much confirmed about that show besides it being in France. And Dead City is supposed to be years after the main show has ended, and Herschel is kidnapped. And that's what the word is right there too. And so I brought up the question about Dead City being like, does it already not make sense? FD. When will The Last of Us release? So in the United States, it airs tonight at 9 o'clock on HBO. So, Lindsay, did y'all hear about the Jeremy Renner snow accident? Yeah, it's a shame because he was helping out someone. I think was in Nevada, like Lake Tahoe area. If it's Utah, Nevada, I don't know exactly where that is, but if it's Nevada, I think. He was helping a friend move their car that got snowed in or whatever, and he had this big snow machine thing, like some crazy thing, not just some snow plow or, some device, but some huge machine that he was in, that evidently he was in the machine, decided to jump out of the machine, help the person move their car, but the machine was still on, I guess, and still driving forward, and it ran him over and, did some major damage to his leg, his eye, his arm, his, whatever. He lost a lot of blood. He's still having surgeries on there too. So people are calling it a snow cat. So it's like this crazy thing that it's got this treads, and it's just something that you got to be careful with because it's just crazy. So hopefully he'll be okay. Hopefully he's not going to lose any limbs or legs or arms or anything like that too. So hopefully he's going to be all right, make a recovery, and he'll be back to acting. I don't know. Hopefully he'll be safe and sound and healthy and, back to being Jeremy Renner that we know and love too. So Masked Ninja asked, who do you think will play Major General Beale? Glenn Morshow should be my choice. I love the guy who played Gus Fring, Giancarlo Esposito, but I don't know what their budget would be for that actor. So Danny Trejo is Major General Beale. Yeah, I don't know what they want to do. I just hope we see the guy, because the Rick and Michonne show that I believe is still going to be filmed this year. The pre-production's underway per Denai Guerrera. I think they're going to do what they got to do, film it in January, February, March, April, May, whenever they're filming in that time zone, in Georgia, in New Jersey, wherever they're actually filming. Film it, post-production, do its thing, and have it ready to roll for next year. Danny DeVito is General Beale. So I just want to make sure that it's seen, right? Because so when I heard the news that the Rick and Michonne show was postponed or delayed or moved or whatever you want to call it. So it's just like, wow, I'm hoping that it's made. Because before it was Rick's last episode. Da-da-da. We're going to see Rick in movies. Okay, so he's going to be seen again, but he's not going to be seen on the Walking Dead show. Technically, they lied, and it was wrong because we did see him on the show. We saw him in the final episode. So then we were supposed to have movies, which we're not having movies anymore. We're going to have the Rick and Michonne show, 6-episode series. Maybe it's more than one season. I don't know. But either way, 1 season, 6 episodes, what I think we're supposed to get. Then they're supposed to start filming in January. Or is it February? Is it in Jersey? Is it in Atlanta? Oh, there's pictures of Denai Guerrera, Andy Lincoln, and Scott M. Gimple. Where are they? What are they doing? Pre-production. Adam, who got the touchdown for the Bills? So, okay. And then they're moving stuff around. So, Fear the Walking Dead is going to be May. Dead City is in June. The Darryl Show later this year. Rick and Michonne Show early 2024. So everything's kind of moved around and adjusted and this and that and stuff. Knox got it. So that's all right. So, well, then I guess it's a passing touchdown to Knox. So I guess Josh Allen gets some touchdown too. So the Dolphins cannot cover the tight end. Like, they've never been able to stop the tight end. And that's been a thing for like 20 years now. But Dead City, I'm just not sure if it's going to make sense, because the word is that Herschel gets kidnapped. Okay, so who kidnapped Herschel? Better yet, how was Herschel able to be kidnapped? Right? Nah, Mike, I'm going to watch it on TV. It's Monday night, and I have a tough time watching a lot of football games that are on late, because they're on so late. Like, that game is going to end at probably 11:30. It's going to start at 8:15. I'll watch it on TV and do as I can, but then I have to wake up early Tuesday morning for a conference, Zoom conference meeting call. So I'm like, that's great, to carry it over. But yeah, I'll be watching it on TV. So Herschel's kidnapped by somebody. Maggie has to go find Herschel, right? So Maggie and clearly Negan are working together to find Herschel, which Maggie should do, right? But why is nobody else with Maggie and Herschel, or Maggie and Negan, to find Herschel? Why? Where is Elijah? Where is Jerry? Where is anybody from the Commonwealth? Where's Mercer? Where's Ezekiel? Where's Carol? Well, Daryl's in France. Rick and Michonne are MIA at this point right there. Where's anybody else? Right? The big question is, where is Elijah? Diane, too. That's a great one. Diane would definitely go. I agree, Adam, for sure. So Elijah, Diane, Maggie, Aaron. So many people survived the end of The Walking Dead, so they would still be alive. So they could be there, right? And then of all people, it's Negan to help Maggie, which it's forced upon us that Maggie could be with anybody. It could be Maggie, of course, because Maggie has to go find Herschel, which makes sense. That's the mama bear. Who is the rest of the people that would go with Maggie? Anybody else. But yeah, we get Negan to go with her, which is already, if you scratch your head about it, you're like, why are these two together, working together? I mean, Negan's a nice guy now, but yeah, Mercer. We want Mercer. We want Mercer. We want Mercer. We want Mercer, right? I want to see Mercer again. Like, I want to see Mercer in some sort of capacity again in the Walking Dead universe. I still stand by it that we have Mercer, Ezekiel, and Carol meeting with the CRM. And go from there. Do whatever you want with it after that. Because Mercer is second in command at the Commonwealth. Ezekiel is running the Commonwealth. And Carol is the new Lance Hornsby. So they would be out and about to get stuff done to protect them. And we all know that the Commonwealth is a huge community. But so is the CRM. So how do they not know about each other? How do they not show up at the end of The Walking Dead Season 11? How do we not seen major connections with that? We're still waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for it. So, I don't know, right? And the world beyond would have been great for that, Masked Ninja, if you had a CRM soldier that was a badass soldier that lived, that survived. So you'd be like, oh, you don't want to mess with whoever. That person could show up and fight people from The Walking Dead as the general, the leader, somebody. That would have been awesome to see. Set it up for that. But I just think The Walking Dead is... So The Walking Dead is a comic book, graphic novel, whatever you want to call it. It's a comic book. But comic book. It's 193 issues, right? Great. But the stuff outside of the comic book, Fear the Walking Dead, World Beyond, Tales of the Walking Dead, all this other stuff, really isn't, it's like The Walking Dead and then everything else, right? I just don't know. I just don't know what's going to happen with these spinoffs, if it's just going to be something that, like season 10C, people had big time problems with, right? Those extra episodes, and they're like, what is this crap? This ain't my show. This ain't my Walking Dead. What is this crap? It was extra. It wasn't supposed to happen at all. We should have just been thankful that we got those episodes, right? So we got the episodes in. The first one was okay. And then the Here's Negan was good, right? Everything else was like a waste of time, and it was this and that. And then the one with Princess in the train car came back around. That worked in the series, but, it was one of those things like that. But other than that, the Walking Dead universe is still going. I don't know if it's going strong or what, but it's going there too. But I don't know if it's AMC trying to save money or do this or do that. I have a problem with budgets or just whatever they're doing. But it's just annoying to have, okay, they announce the show's going to be here. The show's going to be there. It's going to be this show. It's going to be there. It's going to be this timeline. Like, oh, it's supposed to be April. And now it's June. Like, don't announce stuff unless we know when it's happening. Like, don't announce stuff when it's going to be happening. Because The Walking Dead has done this before, where they announce stuff and they're like, oh, what is that? And, some people keep asking about Tales of the Walking Dead, not in the chat, but in other different things. And I don't know. I guess there's been no word about that, and it may be canceled. Who knows? Fan Deluxe asks Q&A, if you ever get a chance to set the direction of the story, how will you set the score with CRM? Well, like I said, I would really have it set with Mercer, Ezekiel, and Carol meeting people from the CRM. And the people that would be there would be Major General Beale, Jadis, and then another character that you would bring up to have carry the show. And then you would see, okay, we have this arrangement with the Miltons. We want to continue to go on. But since you are new to the situation, we're going to tax you even more, that you learn the lesson and you learn that we are the people in power that be. CRM sets the tone that they are the villain, that they are terrible, that they are this, that they are that. Mercer, Ezekiel, Carol have to get their act together, bide their time, strike where they do, find out about the CRM inner workings. Then you connect the dots with the world beyond, the Bennetts, Rick, Michonne, all that stuff. So it's just something that is like how I would do it. But again, there's been a lot of stuff that we've come up with, that I've come up with, that you guys have come up with, that would make sense. That never happened. That never probably will happen. And they're just, so we'll see. But instead, we get the Rick and Michonne show next year, which is better than nothing. I'll take it. But myself and a lot of people kind of fear that it's already falling apart. I think it won't, because Denai Guerrera has actually been involved with it, and I don't think she would let it fail. Andy Lincoln, I think, is person that wants to make it happen, and Gimple is Gimple. So, that's how it goes. But the big thing is that we have the Walking Dead universe going strong. But let's talk about The Last of Us, right? So you guys should know by now that The Last of Us was a video game, and there's The Last of Us 2. There's 2 video games in The Last of Us series. That was made by Naughty Dog. That was on PlayStation. And the first one's really good. The second one's good too, but it just kind of, I'm not going to get into the second game because it's that'll probably be future seasons of The Last of Us. But let's see. Jeannie says, video suggestion. Address the notion that the Walking Dead universe has gone woke. The people who make this complaint can never pinpoint any aspects that didn't exist in the original comics. It was always woke. That's a good question. I don't really want to harp on The Walking Dead sucked and it was this and it was terrible and it didn't make sense and it was better early on and they didn't do this. And a lot of us can agree that the best thing were the first 6 seasons. After season 7 with Negan, after season 7 episode 1, so season 7 episode 2 and after that, it just was a mess. It was a mess, right? Do you agree? So is it woke? Is it not woke? Is it this? Is it that? Did it get politically correct? Is that? I don't know. Was it involved heavily with things that are considered woke? It's debatable. You can say yes, you can say not, but it's just kind of annoying. It is what it is, and we got what we got, and the comics were the comics, and it came to the show. And yeah, they had, people had a problem with all the different relationships and some of the sexuality of some of the characters. And I was like, who cares? They're fictional characters. It's not that big a deal. It's not that serious. The Walking Dead has never and will be that serious. It's a fictional show. It's not real life. It's not a documentary, right? It's just crazy too. But it's a good topic. But also what I've learned, Jeannie, too, is that people are very stubborn, closed-minded, closed off with stuff they feel strongly about. And if you don't agree with them, you were wrong. They're going to scream and shout and post in the comments and make just problems. So is it worth it? I don't know. You have to pick your poison, right? So you have to pick what's important or not too. So Big Tree says, I heard they're making I've heard that too, Last of Us Part 3, and I'm sure they will. Excuse me. The first 2 games did really well, and some of the characters are still alive, so it makes sense too. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's just something that people love. Well, the other thing I've also learned on YouTube is that people love to complain. They like to voice their opinions. They don't want people to talk back to them or communicate with them. They just want to come here, cry, and I don't know, whine and whatever else other words you want to say in the comments. And just, that's it. They don't want to have any repercussions for their actions or their words or their problems, and that's it. They come here just to say what they say, and that's how it goes. And you got to, like I said, you got to pick your battles, pick your poison. Like if I'm such a closed-minded individual person and you're a closed-minded individual person, we're going to do this. We're going to butt heads, right? And it ain't going to work. You ain't going to get nowhere doing this. You smack each other in the face, you butt heads, you get nowhere on there too. It's just fighting each other, getting nowhere. We're not working together to do anything, which is like, I don't know. I ain't got time for that. And it's just a waste of time for people to do that too. And even if we have a difference of opinion, that's okay. That is clearly okay. That is a good thing. Now, yes, if you want to be around like-minded individuals, that's okay. That's what a lot of people do. But be open-minded of other people too. Don't just think of it as my way is the only way that's ever been possible because that's the way I've been taught and I'm the smartest person alive. Because you're going to get a dose of reality, hopefully. The universe or whoever is going to, you'll get a dose of that. Oh, you think you're always right, huh? And it's going to be hard for some people to realize that too. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, what if Annie and the baby sadly die and then Maggie, Waggy, and Negan hook up? Nobody wants to see Maggie hook up with Negan. I don't want to see that, right? I don't want to see Maggie and Negan get it on and be a couple and have a baby and then no. That would make no sense. That would be telenovela, soap opera stuff. We don't need that. No. I don't ever want to see it. So, no, Angel, that was just a thing of mine. Like, if I was closed-minded, I'm not saying I am. I try to be open-minded, but I'm saying if I'm closed-minded and you're closed-minded, just generalization statements that we're not going to get anywhere. That's just what it is. So I always try to put myself in other people's shoes. You have empathy for them. You see what they're going through. And you can see like, wow, this person really doesn't like this or that. And why is that? And if the person means anything to you, you care about it. And if they don't, then you don't say anything. Like you don't put any attempt into it too. And you move on about your day, or at least I do, right? I'm not going to be able to like in the zombie apocalypse, right? There'd be people of all shapes and sizes who wouldn't survive, who would be like, a lot of people are like, how did Eugene survive? Well, he had the right people around him to survive. He was a coward, but he had strong people around him to survive. And there would be people like that too. And also the other thing, I always loved it when I'm doing my writing. So I started book 18, and I have a chapter. Chapter 1 is done, and chapter 2 I'm like halfway done. So I got a chapter and a half. So the big thing is when I'm writing it, I'm like, people could just lie all the time, like Eugene did. He had a scientist, and he had a thing that he said that he could find the cure, and he was going to work on this and work on stuff like that too. But it was all a lie. And that is what people could have all the time in a zombie apocalypse. Or I guess in life too. You can just lie on your resume and say you went to this school or that school or did this and did that. Like the one politician dude that said he did all these things and it turns out he never did. Or the college football coach that lied on his resume and got the job, and then they were like, actually, you never had these jobs before. And you're like, what? And it came around like, did you not think people were going to look into it and check it? So I don't know. But in the zombie apocalypse, you could say whatever you wanted to. And it's come up in character development and stories later too, where people have said they were of this profession or that and this, and they weren't. So it's kind of a thing that makes you think about it too. Who do you trust? Hope that you have the right people around you, or you're by yourself. So it's just you. So you definitely have the right people around you if you're by yourself. But then you got to worry about being alone and that too. So in The Last of Us, if you guys wanted to know the spoiler stuff from the video game, I made a whole video about that, about the plot. That was really good. It was on Wikipedia, and I found it, edited the screenshot, and then put it up. And it was really good because it shows you Joel, Ellie, Marlene, Tess, the Fireflies, excuse me, and what the story is basically about. And, there's really no like, well, what if they do this? What if they do that? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? It's pretty explained to you guys what it is. And it's pretty straightforward. But I know in the show, they're going to go into more character development with other people from the games. It's going to be a little different than just a recreation of the video games, which is fine if it's done in the right way and whatever there too. But from what I'm hearing, people love the show so far, and I think it's going to be a great show. Joel and Ellie are the main people. So Joel is a guy from Texas. He has a brother, Tommy, and he had a daughter that basically didn't make it. And you'll find out about all this stuff probably in the first episode. Then later on, there's a time jump from there. There's going to be time jumps in the first season, probably a couple of them, because you have like the start of the zombie apocalypse, which is basically like, I guess they're zombies, but it's like the fungus apocalypse. A fungus is taken over, and you have different types of zombies and how it affected people and this and that. And then you have like a 20-year time jump later. So much time has gone by, and people have been living in this, so they have their way about them and what they have to do. And Joel is the main character that you play in the video game, but Ellie is just as important as Joel is. And so it's a who do you follow, who do you this, and then you'll have the other characters too that are leaders and parts of the Fireflies and the group that are this, and you'll see a bunch of different stuff that's going to be there. And I think it's going to be done in a gritty way too, because again, in a zombie apocalypse, there's only so much story, right? So everyone's infected. I guess no one's infected, but everyone's infected. You get bit or scratched, you get infected. Sorry. The zombies are fast, they're slow, the military's involved, or it's not. The cure aspect is readily told. Everyone gets to an island. Survivors get to an island. They don't. Only a handful of people survive. The military takes over, and that's kind of the story. There's only so many things. People sacrifice themselves so the people of the story can survive. And that's kind of what happens in the story of Last of Us. All those things kind of happen, which is kind of a good take on the zombie apocalypse too. Sorry, I saw a question here from John. Q&A, do you think the 3 spinoffs will be on Netflix since the characters are from the main show and which is on Netflix? I don't know. I mean, that's probably going to be an AMC Plus thing because Fear the Walking Dead is not on Netflix. Fear the Walking Dead is on Hulu. I don't even know where you watch World Beyond. I don't know what that is. And The Walking Dead is on AMC Plus, and also Netflix. But probably Netflix set up the, I guess, contract or the idea of it from a long time ago when The Walking Dead, because The Walking Dead has been on a long time, so many years, right? So, when it comes to the long series, the shows, you have like MASH, Walking Dead, Supernatural, I guess like soap operas like General Hospital and stuff like that too. Like how many like shows have really lasted 10 plus seasons? It's kind of crazy, Phantom, let me find your question. Sorry, I'm fantasy. Last question. Do you think CRM should be given another spinoff which totally focuses on its sole characters that are important in the future? I don't think so. That's what World Beyond should have been about. We just need to intertwine CRM with the spinoffs. Connect CRM with the Daryl show, obviously. Maggie and Negan can be connected with that. Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know what's going to happen with Fear the Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead is going to be a show. I don't know what's going to happen in that final season. I really don't know, right? I don't know what's going to happen with. Is Althea coming back? Is Alicia coming back? Madison's already back. What's going to happen with those characters? And I kind of like it's going to feel well. There's going to be a 7-year time jump on Fear the Walking Dead, so Baby Mo is going to be like 8 years old. I don't know. It's going to be one of those things where how are they going to end Fear the Walking Dead, right? Is Morgan just going to leave the group behind? Who survives? Who dies? Excuse me. Althea was the biggest connection with Fear the Walking Dead and CRM, but what's going to happen with that character? Are people coming back because it's the final season? Do the writers and showrunners and stuff, are they okay with it being the final season? Because, I don't know, right? It's just something, it's The Simpsons. The Simpsons has, Simpsons, Family Guy, stuff like that. It's going to be around forever, for sure. You don't have to leave, Phantom Deluxe. You don't have to leave. Jonathan Wilder. Q&A, are you going to buy WWE? It's worth $6 billion. If I had $6 billion, I would not buy WWE. I'd probably buy a sports franchise if I could. Or part ownership of sports franchises. I'd rather be more involved with that. But I'll never have $6 billion or any of those things too. I didn't win the Mega Millions. Well, I didn't even play, but I didn't win that. Hopefully one of you guys won. If you're from Maine or any of that, hopefully you know somebody that or yourself who bought the winning ticket. Walking Dead Eternal was like, I don't think Alicia is dead. I refuse to believe that she is. I don't think she died either. It would fit Because the way young Alicia, the symbolism, the bird, she's by herself, she's alone. It would fit if she's a walker. But I hope that Alicia's just not left as a plot hole. I hope Althea's not left as a plot hole. I hope they actually end Fear the Walking Dead in 12 episodes. Hopefully it's a rewarding ending. But I don't have faith that it will be. Fear the Walking Dead, I hate to sound like beating a dead horse, or it hasn't really been rewarding like ever. It's had its moments where it was good. When Morgan came and John Dory was there, and then John Dory's dad, and it was kind of cool. Like there was little things where they had their moments of stuff that was good together. They were doing good, and it was being put together. And then, nope. That was too good. We got to mess this up, right? Like, do you agree? Do you agree? If Fear the Walking Dead, is Fear the Walking Dead been good, bad, decent, terrible, tolerable? Okay, well, how do you feel about Fear the Walking Dead so far? Jonathan Wilder asks, Q&A, who do you think will or should buy the WB? I saw some group from Saudi Arabia is going to buy it or something, but I don't know, right? I don't know. The WWE has... I can't believe it's still so popular. Like, WWE still has so many fans, so much stuff going on for it. And I don't know. It's one of those things where, yeah, I don't know. But Last of Us tonight, 9 o'clock, East Coast time. So I'm excited to watch that. So if you think about it, Pedro Pascal has a nice resume on, I guess, his IMDb. Because he's got Last of Us, he's got Narcos, he's got Mandalorian, he's got Game of Thrones, he's got the Kingsman. Just some great stuff. And his characters that he's played are just worth watching, worth being a part of it, worth too. Like, he's not the biggest character. Wonder Woman 82 is, well, he's part of the DC franchise, like he's part of that. It's not the best movie. Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman was good. Wonder Woman 1984 is not so good. And that wouldn't even come to my mind that he's in it. But he's part of the DC universe. You just got to be part of the Marvel universe next, too, And there you go. He's part. If you can get part in Marvel and or DC, but Marvel, Star Wars, Star Trek, you're doing something. Like you're a pretty big time actor. I guess Game of Thrones, stuff like that. Like anything like those is pretty awesome. Constipated in Sin City asks, PT, would you like to spend the apocalypse with all of the survivors? So what do you mean Constipated in Sin City? Like the Walking Dead survivors? Because I wouldn't want to spend apocalypse with a lot of them. There's certain ones I would. There's certain ones I would not. But I don't know. Like there's certain characters and certain people that I would not. And it's tough because in a zombie apocalypse, you would have to worry about a lot of other things too. Food, water, shelter, safety, security, people, zombies. The other stuff too, like getting sick. Vitamins, minerals, nutrition, tooth decay, plaque, getting all that stuff done, heart disease, like that. People would be dying all the time. But Adam says, I would hang with Jerry in the apocalypse. Yeah, no, there'd be cool. There'd be people to hang out with for sure. Now, would they be the actors or would they be the part? Like Jerry is Jerry or it's Cooper Andrews? Because Jerry and Cooper Andrews are like the same person. Have you ever met Cooper? He's like the same. He's like the same person. Ross plays Aaron. Same type of thing too, It'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I saw a bunch of people, and when I asked about how many seasons, someone said like Frasier, Happy Days, Vampire Diaries, The Simpsons, Law and Order, The X-Files, Grey's Anatomy. See, I was more of a House fan than a Grey's Anatomy. So like medical shows, law shows, and like police shows, dramas are definitely like the same type of thing where they can be on forever. That's why like Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago this, Chicago that, Chicago here, Chicago Sanitation, whatever, like it's just crazy. Yeah, no, if I had to pick people from The Walking Dead to part of the zombie apocalypse, so I'd want to be like safe and sound and protected. I'd want to be, Daryl would be a person to be around for sure. But I got to go with the women, like I got to go be around Maggie, Michonne, Carol, like a lot of those women, as a person who likes women, I'd be like, okay, but if my wife is around, then, I don't really care. But, like, that's all the other question, too. Is my wife around? Is she not? Am I by myself? Is my wife still out there? Am I trying to find her? I don't know. There's a lot of big questions. So, yeah, Always Sunny. Like, how many seasons is Always Sunny in Philadelphia? But it's a lot. It's a lot, right? So, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, that's, I don't know, 15 seasons or something? Jonathan Wilder says Q&A, but nah, WWE is life, or at least it's been for me since I was 10 years old. I just turned 29 on the 9th this month, so for 19 years. Yeah, no, I understand. People love WWE, and I grew up in the 80s, which to me is the best era of wrestling. To me, it's never going to beat Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Rowdy Piper, Ric Flair, my guy, Ultimate Warrior. That's just going to be kind of what it is. Andre the Giant, the craziness with all that stuff. That's just kind of would be. But other than that, guys, so The Walking Dead, like last time, like I don't know how much more information we're going to get because it all came out when they did, I don't know, TCA or some sort of convention or something or interview where it was Maggie, Negan, Gimple, and then other people were interviewed. So all this information came out about the Dead City, that it was moved and Herschel was kidnapped and there was going to be a time jump. There's going to be this. And then Fear the Walking Dead moved, time jump, this. And then the Daryl show is going to be later this year. I don't even know how much more filming they have left. But Constipated Sensei says, your wife is frozen. So I got to go find my wife, right? Come on. I can't leave her frozen. But, so we have, and then the Rick and Michonne show. I'm just curious if the World Beyond people will show up in the Rick and Michonne show. Because I think somebody said that Hope is playing on Fantasy Island or something. But that should already been filmed, right? If Fantasy Island's coming out, that's second season, I want to say. It should be done. But I want to have Silas and Jadis. Jadis has to make an appearance in the Rick and Michonne show for sure, right? So we need certain connections. We need certain things to be happening here and there. We need stuff to happen with the different cast that's still around. And there's a lot of people left in the Walking Dead universe. Like a lot. Every time we had characters and they killed off a couple characters, they would bring in like twice as many. So if we lost 3, they'll bring in 6. We lost 6, they'll bring in 12. We bring in this, we got to bring in a whole other community. Oh, we lost these people here. Oh, we go to Hilltop. Oh, we go to Kingdom. Oh, we go to Sanctuary. Oh, look at this, that. And then Fear the Walking Dead characters. And then you got World Beyond characters. And now we even have Tales of the Walking Dead characters, too. So it's just something that makes sense for... We all want to say over time and time again, I've said it, that I don't want plot holes. I don't want loose ends. When the Walking Dead universe is finally over, all the shows and the spinoffs and the this and the that's all done. Is it wishful thinking to have an idea that the plot holes and everything is answered? There's no loose ends there. But there could be loose ends. There's probably going to be loose ends. There's probably going to be plot holes. There's probably going to be stuff that doesn't make sense. Jonathan Water asked, what are the shows you and your wife watch together, and what shows you both watch when you're both like, how you both watch where you're both are like, how can you watch this mess? Well, we watch every show together. We watched The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead and this and all the Taylor Sheridan shows. I don't really know of a show. She watched that show You on Netflix. It's not really a thing that I really watched. When she watches like the rom-com stuff or different stuff like that too, like there was a movie called like The Duff or something. I didn't watch that. But other than that, majority of stuff we watch together. Like, I don't think there's any show that I watch that she doesn't watch with me. But if she watches some like rom-com, girly show, movies, something like that too, she can watch that too. So, yeah, we watched Jericho together with Lenny James in it. Like I said, stuff like that, we watched her too. So Adam's like, the Bills make me want to shout. Bills TD number 3. So does Josh Allen have all 3 touchdowns? Did he pass all 3 touchdowns? Because I hope so. That'd be great. Arthur C. Clarke. I don't know who that is. Constipated in Sin City. Will Gorgie will Gorgie be in Maggie Waggy and Negan spinoff? You mean Georgie? Well, there's a Ginny, I believe, that's in there as a younger girl. I don't know. I don't know if Georgie's gonna show up on there too. So, but yeah. Other than that, guys, so it's been pretty good. James Cook ran one. No, we don't need that. Come on. Then they're gonna start running the ball. We need Josh Allen. We need Miami to like make it a game. So then. That's all right. Either way, we'll see how it goes down. It's a fun thing on DraftKings. But, yeah, so we got the Walking Dead universe, not till May. It's not even April now. So it's crazy. I think it's January 15th as we do this live stream. So in a month, it'll just have been Valentine's Day. And then in 2 months, it's March. Still nothing. April, we were supposed to be having Dead City, but the first show is May 14th. So that's 4 months away. I guess I make this video right here. That's his live stream. So May is the 5th month. January, February, March, April, May. So that's 4 months away from when we get any Walking Dead stuff. Hopefully we get some trailers. Hopefully we get some photos and some news and some of this and some of that. So we'll have to see, what we actually get. But, I don't know what other information we're going to get for The Walking Dead until it gets closer, probably, to that. Like, when are we going to get a Fear the Walking Dead trailer? Next month, when it's 3 months out? That would make sense. But other than that, guys, The Last of Us tonight on HBO. I'm going to be watching that, breaking the show down, talking about it. And it'll probably be pretty easy if you play the video games and you kind of know the plot. You got to know about the runners and the stalkers and the clickers and the bloaters, shamblers, whatever you call them. And the different kinds of zombies. How the fungus has affected certain people and how it is in there too. So. Adam's keeping me up to date of the Buffalo Bills game. Overturned TD. I guess he didn't have possession. So hopefully you guys enjoy the football games today. Today there's 3 football games. And then The Last of Us is tonight at 9 o'clock tonight. If you haven't seen Mayor of Kingstown and you have access to Paramount Plus. Definitely recommend it. I don't know if there's a free trial still for Paramount Plus, but if you do get a free trial, I would watch like all these shows. I would watch Tulsa King. I would watch, I don't know if Yellowstone's on there, but that's on Paramount. If it is Yellowstone, 1883, 1923, and Mayor of Kingstown are the 5 shows on Paramount Plus. So definitely check those out if you have access to Paramount Plus. They're definitely good. But other than that, guys. Oh, also the other thing I want to end with, kind of a sad note, that the barn in The Walking Dead that the governor walks by, and he says like Brian Thoreau was here or something like that. Like Brian, that's when the governor changes his name from Philip to Brian, and he becomes One Eye Bry. That barn, I think, got knocked down or blown down or had a problem with the tornadoes, the bad winds that came into Georgia, and it got knocked down. Some people took pictures of it, and they shared it too. So if you watch that episode in season 4, when the governor comes back around, and you see when he comes there and he sees that barn, it's a white barn, and it says, Brian, and then he changes his name to Brian. It got knocked down too. So, all right, guys, that's my time for this live stream coming at you January 15th, 2023. Remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. I'm proof in that. Keep working hard. You can do whatever you want to do. It takes time, education. Whatever you have to put the time in, the hard work, you can accomplish goals. It's not going to happen overnight, but you can do things. So thank you guys either way for being a part of the channel. Stay tuned for videos all week. We'll be posting stuff about the Walking Dead universe and Last of Us and all that stuff. But thank you guys for being a part of this live stream, and I'll be back next Sunday. See you guys. See ya.